Hello there crew, welcome to the Film Look. Rich here with another filmmaking knowledge bomb. Today I want to show you how to prep, shoot and edit a great looking match cut for your next film. Me and Rob recently shot one for our short film 60 Seconds and we found a few tricks which we want to share, so we're going to recreate that process step by step so you can see how we did it and use that technique for your own films. So what even is a match cut? Basically, if you stitch together two shots which both feature matching shapes in the frame, you get yourself a match cut. Sometimes they also include synchronized motion if you want to get really fancy. They tend to be used as scene transitions and work great to bring together two contrasting elements. Preparation is key, so to start off, subscribe to this channel for more filmmaking knowledge bombs. Then we can decide to get our match cut into some storyboards. So, they don't have to be works of art, just as long as you can understand this shot here is cutting to this shot here using the shape as the transition point. Doing it this way just means that you're actively thinking about the match cut before you enter the editing room, resulting in a much better transition overall. Once we have it planned out, we can start shooting, and we're actually going to start with shot B.
Shot B starts with our character removing the silver Simon Says module from the bomb and placing it on the table. Once we have shot B in the bag, we can find the frame which will be used as the cutting point and make a frame guide on the monitor by using a plastic wallet, some scissors, a Sharpie and some tape. Draw around the shape you'll be match cutting and save the guide for when you're ready to shoot shot A.
So this is the one that I've just drawn around. As you can see, it's actually quite small, but you'll be able to save this, probably put it in another plastic wallet so it doesn't get damaged, and you can put it in a big folder and then use it when you need it.
This might be a week's time or even a month's time when you actually need this thing, so keep it safe and make a note of the focal length that you're shooting at so you can make sure the match cut is
perfect. You can technically match cut any two shots that have a similar composition, but it is worth finding elements from your film that work as visual metaphors, meet your film thematically, and all that pretentious crap that, face it, us filmmakers love to inject into our films. One example of a great match cut metaphor is from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Shot A shows early man throwing a bone into the sky, aka early man's first use of a weapon, match cutting to shot B, a spaceship, a highly advanced tool created by man. This match cut actually shows the vast evolution of human technology in a single cut. We break down the filmmaking elements of 2001 on our podcast, links below, or you could ask Google or Alexa to listen to the Film Look podcast on Spotify.
We've done our match cut with a zoom, but you could do it with a different camera movement like a pan or a tilt. All you need to do is you make sure that your shot lands in the frame guide.
To prevent the match cut from feeling orchestrated, you can blend it into the visual language of your film. For 60 seconds, we placed it alongside the various top-down shots, smash zooms and smash cuts. So editing a match cut can be as simple as cutting these shots back to back and away you go. If you want it to be pixel perfect, you could always adjust them slightly in post. So this is what we've got so far. It's feeling a little bit bland. We'll get to that in a second. So you could, do the old animators trick and see that, this one might need scaling up a little bit just to get it real perfect. But honestly, they don't have to be pixel perfect to get a really good match cut. In order to get a really good match cut, what you want is complementary sound design. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. So in 60 seconds, we layered up a bunch of different things. So to start off with, we've obviously got the basics like our Atmos, which is this here. This is layered throughout pretty much the whole film. This is our internal and external room tone. Then we've got our Foley. We've got clothing Foley to begin with. Basic stuff, bomb handling. And we've also got manual page turns. This is kind of like your basic stuff. You would usually get this in most short films. You're obviously going to put Atmos or room tone in and then add some Foley in. But let's talk about a little bit more about the sound design elements. So To begin with, what I wanted to do was put in something like an impact. I wanted to make it crescendo up and then reinforce that hit. And this is exactly what this one does. Have a listen. So it crescendos up, builds up to that hit mark. And then when it goes, that's it really sort of saying to the audience, we are reinforcing this edit point. To layer that up, I put a whoosh sound. Really bassy, I mixed it really low, and that's just to sort of smooth out that hit a little bit more. One thing I really like actually was this one here. It is a police siren, and I panned it from left to right, or right to left. So what I wanted from that was to create like an audible cue to the audience that the scene is moving on. So in the script, this would literally be moments later, and I wanted it to be like we are traveling along. Even though we're in the same location, we're moving to the next scene, and that sort of just reinforces that a bit more. So all of those sound elements together really help, but what I think helped more than anything else was the way we used music. So we have a track here, it is called Rapid Motion. You can find this on artlist.io, links in the description. That's where we get all of our music. Have a listen. So there's ticking throughout this, which is really on theme with the film. And what we decided to do was play the music on set when we were recording this shot here. So if you have a look, these are Rob's hands, by the way. He was the stand-in for Chris when we were shooting these inserts. And we used the music, the ticking, as a metronome. So when he's doing the page turns, it's actually in time. And then there's a hit to go with it as well. That was in the song, and we just decided to keep that in. So when you put them all together, it sounds a little something like this. I really, really like this. I feel like it looks and it sounds great. I feel like it has a class pace. And honestly, I'm really proud of this shot. I think this is like the next upgrade for us as filmmakers. And when this came out, I was like, nice. It really does. It gives it that little extra bit of spice, you know? It gets it closer to the film look. If you want to know more about 60 Seconds, we actually have a special features on the store. We'll put links below. We've got things like an extended on-set experience, director's commentary. We break down some of the production documents that we used. It helps support the channel, and if you want to know more about 60 Seconds, that's definitely the thing to go. So links down below. And lastly, we want to thank our supporters over on Patreon. Without you guys, we would still be selling our souls to the sponsors. So thank you very much. If you're interested in supporting us on Patreon, we do have some tier rewards, including a community Discord. We've got bonus filmmaking episodes, and we even do one-on-one video chat sessions, which is pretty cool. So head on over to there, and thank you for watching. Bye.